That's what I'll do. Aha, 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 aha. Hello. I would like to welcome you all to Technology. This is now episode 7 of the Prime Podcast. We are your hosts with the most Coast and Fats. Thank you for joining us. What up, Fats?
Yo, what's going on, Coast? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling okay. I mean, as most of you will notice, we are not in the same room. We are recording this podcast like it's the future, where
Yes.
I'm in this room here and Fats is in that room there. I guess I'm just going to split the screen or something. I'm in Studio A and he's in Studio B
That's
because
it.
we're quarantined.
This is social distancing.
Ah, shit, man. So, this is fucking weird as fuck.
Most definitely. Because usually we're together and playing off of each other. And now, we got to do it in separate studios here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that so much. I got a big glass of wine because I don't know when things like this happen. I don't know what else to do besides drink. So,
Well, the whole world is going crazy right now. The whole world is going crazy. The coronavirus is like changing life as we know it, you know?
yeah, I'd say so. I mean, everything about the way you would go about doing anything in the world has fucking changed, and it seems like forever. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard a an analogy that we're flying the plane as we're building it. You know?
Um, Yeah, that's pretty much an accurate description of what's about. I mean, what's happening, not what's about to happen, even though it means the same thing. Yes, because we have no idea what the fuck is about to happen,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
I'm at the edge of my seat, though. I'll tell you that it's very interesting.
Well, to be honest with you, is that human beings are such creatures of habit, you know? And right now we're facing a situation where we're doing everything totally opposite to the way that we do things. You know? This is the time of year that the weather is breaking. We've had a couple of really, really nice days as of late. And people want to get out, they want to play around, they want to go to the park, they want to go to the beach, they want to go to do stuff. And right now we're being forced to be quarantined and sectioned off into our homes. And as a habit, this would be the time that most people are not at home, you know?
Yeah, I know. I get the itch to go out. When that sun is shining and you're looking out the window, you're like, let's go somewhere. Let's check it out. Let's go. Let's go to the fucking park. Let's go. Take the kids somewhere. Just do something. Go anywhere. Go have something to eat somewhere. You know what I mean? But you can't do nothing now. That's
Right. Right. You're absolutely right. You
it's
know?
a weird fucking feeling, dude. It really is.
But the problem is also is that we don't realize that it's I was watching an interview on Vlad TV, and uh he was interviewing Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And he said something that was very profound. He was like, this virus is so contagious. It's like you catch it like a cold, but it kills you like AIDS. You know what I mean? And so rapidly and so swiftly. Like, if you catch it and your body's unprepared to handle it, it can have you out of here within 20 days. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. So people that are at risk, the best thing you could do is stay away from other people. Keep your hands washed. Don't touch anything on your face where all your mucous membranes, where that stuff can get into your system. Like touching your eyes, touching your nose, touching your mouth. It's it seems simple, but it's not, because if it was that simple, we wouldn't have over 100,000 cases in the U.S. alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we got fucking over 40,000 in New York alone. So that's the shit that scares the fuck out of me. It's like we're right here in the heart of this shit right now, dude. And the fact that we've never dealt with anything like this before
Mm-hmm.
makes me extremely fucking nervous, and also has me at the edge of my seat. Like, what the fuck is about to happen next? Because I
Absolutely.
never seen this fucking movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
I never seen it. So
Well, you know what the problem is? The problem is that I touched on this before when we on a previous episode. And I touched on this that America, the United States of America, we've grown to have this arrogance about ourselves that we can conquer anything with like little to no effort. And it's good to be confident, but it's much better to be prepared, you know? And we got caught off guard by this pandemic because we're we're very social creatures. So when you see something happening abroad, because you remember a few weeks back when we were making jokes about Wuhan,
Oh Jesus, yeah. Things have changed since the joking times.
and you know when we were making those jokes, it was because Wuhan was so far across the other side of the world. We felt that we were isolated and insulated from this happening to us. You know, so now that it's here on our doorstep, we find out um, crisis. Crisis exposes the cracks in your foundation, and we've been exposed for all the cracks that we have in the foundation of this country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think I probably said something back then about how Americans don't give a fuck about shit until it's on their front doorstep. Well, that shit's
Absolutely.
knocking.
Right.
It is knocking right now.
I mean,
It is.
you have to also like think about this, right? Where you have people that are hoarding things, right? So that other people don't have it. This is the American way. It's all about me, me, me. If I have it and you don't, sucks to be you. You know what I mean? The moment that you go to a store and you're trying to hoard everything in the store, that means that you care nothing about your fellow man. You know what I
Well,
mean?
people are inherently pieces of shit. So
Right, but that it exposes that. This time of like fear and panic and just total anxiety, because I myself, I can't even lie, I've been walking around in a state of total angst and anxiety because not only was I still working, but I'm basically working out and about amongst people, and that is in itself a very hair raising thing, because you say to yourself, "Wow, all it takes is for someone to sneeze, someone to cough, and I'm put into a life threatening situation." Because this people were first when we first heard about it, most people thought, okay, well, uh, this is only something that's life threatening to older folks. But now we see it's not about age. It's not about race. It's not about creed, color. It's not about gender. It's about everybody. It's about the individual. It's like a crapshoot if you get this thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's the scariest part to me. Where it's like they're like, oh, certain blood types are more susceptible, and people with certain risk factors and shit. And it's like, where do I stand in that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't
Absolutely.
know. It's fucking petrifying, dude.
And see, the thing about it was the scariest part of anything when it comes to that is the fact that when you're up close and personal with your own mortality, nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to die. And when you're up close and personal with that, it's like a very, very sobering thing. And it can place you into fear. And then the thing about it is now you're placed into the fear, but you also have to be secluded from other people. So it's not even like you can reach out and say, well, let me be around these people and everything. You got to be by yourself, alone with this fear.
So what do you do? See, I mean that fear shit. With it's not for me really. The first thing I think about is my kids and my wife. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like it's
Absolutely.
even uh, after that, like I always knew that one day is gonna come where I'm gonna have to pay the piper for the piece of shit that I've been my entire life
Right.
on many levels. So
Right.
I've kind of accepted that. I'm not saying I want to die. I'm just now like I can't really worry about me first. Like I got this. I look at this baby. I'm like, damn, you came here at the wrong fucking time. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, will
Mhm.
you ever get to have a normal life? Like we had growing up. It's like you
Right.
didn't have to worry about this dumb shit.
Right.
And if I'll be sitting there just chilling, I try to listen to music or watch TV and shit. But like, if you go on Facebook or any social media, Instagram, YouTube, anything, all you see, you are just inundated with fucking coronavirus, dude.
But you
It's
know what
like,
the problem is also? The problem is that there's too many sources of information.
I mean,
There's too many people. So now not only do you hear things, but now you have to debunk things. You have to fact check. You have to seek out what's really true and what's not, because you have a lot of people that are just disseminating. Like I just saw my daughter found an article, and I seen it myself, where it went viral already, that they're urging people, don't take Advil or ibuprofen because the virus is attracted to ibuprofen. So now, like, most people are like scared to death of ibuprofen. But then when you go deeper and you look at the CDC, the FDA, the World Health Organization, that is nothing, that's not any information that came out from either one of those places. So that's just something that someone put out there that has everybody all spooked, you know?
yeah, there's a ton of that kind of fucking shit floating around the internet where it's like, don't do this, gargle with fucking vinegar,
Right,
drink warm beverages, wash
right,
your hands every 20 minutes. Who the fuck could wash their hands every 20 fucking minutes? How?
right.
Like, there's not enough soap in the fucking world.
Yeah, but see,
Like,
that's the point of that's the main point of stay at home. Don't expose yourself to, like, even you got to think about it. I just went and picked up a couple of things from the store, right? So
you're
even when
brave, man.
yeah, but I mean, even when you pick up a couple of things, 'cause, like the whole family's home, and like I said, it's when you're home, the only thing you can do is like eat, sleep, and watch TV. You know what I mean?
Nah,
And
you could also fuck.
oh
Like,
yeah, you could, yeah, but that's you can only do that once the children are,
well, yeah, they got to be sleeping.
yeah,
If
exactly. So when
it'd be weird unless you try to get them to hold the camera or something, but
no,
it'd definitely be fucking weird.
yeah. But here's the thing, like I picked up a couple of things, and then it's like, even too, like the paranoia is this: the moment that you bring things home, now you have to disinfect whatever it is that you brought into the house, because you don't know who touched it before you, where it came, who you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
these are things that you have to understand, that like we what is put into play right now is not something that we'll ever not get over. It's the fact that it's a humongous change very rapidly, and that's what has everybody afraid. You know what I mean?
yeah, just not knowing what the fuck is true and what's not. I've been ordering my groceries off Instacart. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a shopper goes shopping for you, and then they bring you your shit.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know this motherfucker. I don't know if he's desperate and has corona and just driving, picking up groceries. And like you said, the other shit with people at the store touching shit and putting it back. Yeah, I don't want this. You
Right.
don't know who
Right.
who has what or who knows if they have what. The fucking, what is the gestation period? It's like 15 days or some shit
Right.
before you even know and show symptoms sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
between 2 and 14 days. That's if
yeah,
you yeah, so
that's a huge window, dude. Like, it's
right, but
half a month.
yeah, but that's the point of, like, uh the social distancing. What they mean by flattening the curve is that if you give it time to actually die out, then that offers a lot more a chance of safety when people emerge. You know what I'm saying? If you let it run its course. Like, what it is most of these places, you have to basically make people stop. Like, you have to make people stop. Like, right now, you have a bunch of cops coming down with it. You have a bunch of firefighters coming down with it. You got a bunch of EMS coming down with it. Why? Because they're out there mingling with the people, and they're up close and personal with it. You have a lot of people from the transit authority that are catching it and everything else like that. So that's making the workforce lighter. You understand what I'm saying? Because now these people have to quarantine, and they have to distance themselves. And now it's putting a strain on the infrastructure. Once the infrastructure cracks, then that's when we have a problem. People are so afraid of martial law, but martial law is only enacted once society falls down. Society is going to fall down because people are not adhering to social distancing. They're not adhering to quarantining. It's like people can't even give up 2 to 3 weeks of their life to just stay in the house and not go anywhere. Let the thing run its course. Don't be out there doing. Everybody wants to just do what they want to do. They're having to now threaten houses of worship, threaten people in parks and everything because everybody's looking at this as, oh, I'm just on vacation. It's not a vacation, dude. Stay in the house. You know?
When they say stay in the house now, can you go, like in the way you perceive it, can you go take a walk around the block? Can you go outside in your yard? Like, what is stay in the house to you?
Stay in the house means if you're going to go outside and take a walk around the block, that's fine. But what happens is because human beings are social creatures, they end up congregating in places. So now you say, I'm going to take a walk around the block. But then if you go to a park, you see playgrounds filled with children and parents. You see basketball courts with people playing basketball. That's not social distancing. That's
Yeah, so
that's a petri dish. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I never had a problem with this because I don't really want to see nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. So I'll walk sometimes throughout the week. I take a walk up to Hempstead Turnpike. It's 2 blocks away from my house
Uh-huh.
just to look around because I want to see what it feels like out there. Like,
Right.
it's fucking dead, dude. It's dead.
It
Like,
should
there's
be though.
nobody.
It should be
Yeah.
because see okay. Do do we want to give up? Let's say we gave up Wuhan, they locked it down for 2 months, right?
Yeah.
I think that they've had since they opened Wuhan up again, they've had 54 cases, 54 new cases. And those 54 new cases were all people that were returning from other parts of the world with it. So they were all imported cases, right?
Yeah.
So basically, these people gave up, they gave up 2 months of their lives to rid themselves of this disease.
I ain't
So
got no problem with that. I'll do that. I was already doing that.
yeah, but the thing about it is that now on a mass scale, you telling like remember in China, it was basically localized to a region. In the US, all 50 states have a case. So the
Yeah.
entire US as a whole is dealing with this. No matter how severe it is, the entire US is dealing with this. So it's like with all of these different stages of walks of life, it's like how do you get every single person, every single solitary person on the same page to do the same thing?
Unless people are gonna cooperate, it's fucking impossible, man. Because a lot of people think this shit don't apply to them, and that's the
Right,
problem. People
right,
downplay the shit out of it. They're like, "Not me. That can't happen to me." But it's not you. It's your grandma. It's your cousin with asthma. It's your fucking kid with asthma.
right,
You might be good, but you might pass it to somebody that can't fucking take it,
right.
and that's the shit I worry about. Like,
But that's my point, and that is what scares me. That's where my angst comes from. That's where my anxiety is. It's that sometimes it's like you know y- something simple as you being susceptible to bronchitis, or you being susceptible to like you said to asthma, or uh like we made the joke before when you were like you show me a fat man that doesn't have the sugars or doesn't have high blood pressure. These are things that are aggravated by this virus. This virus plays on those things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah, man.
that's where we're at with it. But on a lighter note, though, I've seen some hellified memes, man. The
What
memes.
happened? You breaking up like we on a bad cell phone call
Oh,
here. What the fuck?
I said
You
I've seen some hellified memes. The memes have been like outrageously funny, you know?
Yeah, there's been a million memes. I seen one today. It was of the Golden Girls, and one of the older bitch went to the door. She opened the door and it was like that boyfriend she hated. What was her name? Not Blanche, the other one that had that boyfriend. And she opens the door and it's that Cardi B shit. Coronavirus. And she slammed the door. Like, there's a lot of funny shit happening with that. I mean, because people have nothing but time on their hands. So, of course, everybody's got a podcast now.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a new YouTube channel. The
Yes, yes.
creativity now is through the roof.
And
Some of you should just read a book, but
we have a lot of virtual parties, with DJs spinning a lot of music and things like that. It's crazy. I saw two memes that
yeah.
I saw a meme that said if Betty White and the Queen of England make it through this virus, we need to drive stakes through their hearts right away. Uh,
Ah,
and then I,
Jesus
I
Christ.
then I posted one that said single man with Purell and Lysol seeking a single woman with toilet paper for good clean fun.
Yeah, that shit is funny. That shit is fucking funny.
Oh, I saw that you liked my video about with the spry old man, huh?
Which one was that?
The old guy with the red shirt.
Oh God, he was hilarious. He's like, she's like, her husband won't really like that. He's like, good, fuck him. But he don't care. Grandpa don't give a fuck. That shit was funny. I seen a video like that a while ago. I
Right,
don't know if it was the same dude, but it was the same premise. Basically, like a horny old man
right,
talking about fucking some fucking caretaker.
right.
That shit was great, bro.
So how's the wife doing with this whole thing?
She's about ready to fucking kill me. I don't know. I'm a pain in the ass to live with, and I'm insane. So,
Right,
I constantly fucking be like telling her like you gotta wash your hands. Like we've been getting mad shit Amazon dropped off, at the steps, and then I started reading all this shit about how they're dirty motherfuckers and the shit could be on the boxes and shit. And it's
right,
like
right.
in the front of my crib where you walk in, that little landing area is
Yeah,
just full of boxes.
right,
I just leave them there. I'm hoping the germs die off them for spray them with some
right,
Lysol or some shit
right.
and fucking. But she'll take shit in, and then I'm like, go wash your hands, and she's coming around to the idea of it, but it's you're not in the habit of doing that shit, so it's weird to just constantly be fucking washing your hands and shit. So
You know what I don't understand? Maybe you can help me make sense of it. I don't
sure.
understand. I don't understand the lack of supplies. I'm of the mindset that if you are making a product that is in high demand, how is it that the demand exceeds your manufacturing of said product?
Well, from what I read about that, it's not that they aren't manufacturing it. It's that the 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 way they ship the shit in and how they allow shit to cross borders now, like is severely restricting the supply of all of these various things. That if the trucks can't get here with the shit, then they can't put it on the shelves. So apparently, there's been a reduction in how much product is actually making it to these stores, which I think is it all seems very convenient to me. Like that would happen, and people are going crazy and all this shit, but who
Yeah,
knows?
that's what's like. It's mind boggling to me that all of this stuff coincides with this whole pandemic. That it's like now it's a whole bunch of shortages of all of these different products that are like needed. Like there's no Lysol, there's no hand sanitizer. Like right before this pandemic, you could fill up a bathtub with hand sanitizer for about $3. You know what I mean? Now,
Yeah, we found a couple of them joints.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So where's all the hand sanitizer now? And then the thing about it is
I saw.
you mix that in with these maniac hoarders. You mix the shortage with the maniac hoarders. It's like a recipe for chaos. You know?
Yeah, I seen this article on there about some dude that went around in like the backcountry and bought up all the toilet paper and fucking Purell and cleaning supplies, and he thought he was gonna flip it on fucking eBay and
No,
Amazon,
that
and
was
they blocked
Amazon.
his
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, and they blocked them. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the kind of person that tries to make money off this kind of crisis, you're the biggest piece of shit on earth.
Right,
And I think people should go to his house and take his shit and fuck him
right,
because I went on like I said, I ordered food on this Instacart and shit like that, and the deliveries, bro. I ordered shit on there last week. I paid for $100 and something order, and then it told me delivered. They never brought it to my fucking house. So
really.
what I think happened is that I think that people are out of work, so they're signing up to drive for these companies, and then maybe I don't know how hard it is to sign up, but somebody might have been that hard up. Like fuck it, I got $180 worth of groceries. I'm good this week. I'm just gonna take these home. Fuck it.
Yeah. So
I
how
already
did
paid for the shit.
what did they do for you though?
They gave him. I demanded my fucking money back, and they told me fucking. They were like, "Oh, we're sorry. The driver had a technical issue, and they bought the shit from the store. They took it out. They marked it paid, and all this. So where the fuck did it go? Up
Right,
the guy's ass?" And so they refunded me my money. They were like, "Oh, we can give you a credit." I'm like, "Excuse me, but I don't really have a big vote of confidence with your company anymore."
right,
They're like, "All right, so it'll be 5 to 7 business days before we could get you your money." And I'm like, had this be like a person, like imagine you're living that, like you just lost your job, you don't have money, and then they tie up your $180 for 5 to 7 days.
right,
Like it's fucked up. I mean, thankfully I have a little bit of bread stashed away for a rainy day, but I wanted my fucking money regardless. So and it did. It took 5 to 7 fucking days to get my money, but then I was sitting here desperate. I didn't want to go to the store, so I made another order,
right.
and I actually got somebody to deliver my shit because I figured, fuck it, I'll just keep demanding my money back. Fucking
So wait,
that risk outweighs.
so basically you had
Go
to
ahead.
you so basically what you did was you bought the same thing twice.
I went to this one was for like key food. So I said, fuck it. In the past I had ordered from Target and I had got my shit. So I didn't know if it was the areas that the store was in attracting different drivers. Maybe they give like the newer drivers the shittier routes or some shit. Like
Right,
because I always got my shit from Target. So I don't know if Target has they demand that they use the higher, with Uber, you get a rating
mm-hmm.
like when you drive. So
Yes,
they give like preference to the drivers with better ratings. So I don't know if they give Target better preference than the bullshit Key Food that's like in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like I live here and I don't know where the fuck Key Food is. So I don't know where the fuck their driver is coming from to go there. I know where Target is. So I'm
right,
just figuring that they're just better vetted at doing this shit. So, but I got my shit. Dude was on point. He was hitting me up while he was there. He's like, "This is out of stock. Can I get this?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Just bring me whatever. I just want food."
right,
Like,
right,
I got mad cereal out of that place, yogurt. I can't get a fucking can of tuna to save my life right now. Probably if I go to the supermarket, but I ain't trying to go there.
right.
Like, and then I look on eBay, motherfuckers is marking up cans of tuna like $5 a can. Like, yo, I don't want to eat tuna that bad. Like, tuna's like a last resort. I don't need to pay $5 a can.
Right, but
That's crazy.
this is necessity is the mother of invention, right? So people are seeing that they can definitely come off with this whole thing. Like this is a way to come off. What is also good is I again, I've seen a lot of memes. This is another thing, like the whole political landscape of this. There's definitely a political landscape to this. And this is what I wanted to touch on this week. Everybody's talking about the whole socialism thing, right? And
Right.
basically this whole like thing has turned the United States into a socialist system right now. It's just basically what it is. the government is basically having to take care of the people right now. And in New York, I don't know about anybody anywhere else, but I know in New York, the governor has suspended mortgages. He suspended rents. I believe that he's ordered all evictions and foreclosures to be ceased right now. Um, I want to say that he's saying that they did like a credit freeze. So like if you're late on any bills or you don't pay any bills within this 3 months, it doesn't go down as a negative mark on your credit for right now for like 90 days. So he basically froze the whole economic system in New York for 90 days.
I mean, that's the least they can do.
Right.
I look at the way some people are talking about this socialism shit. Like, if you are all for Trump, I don't want to hear you talk about you want that check. I mean, is it socialist to take the money, or is it just people reacting to the situation? When like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the fucking face. This shit
Well,
is a major punch in the face
most
for
definitely.
everyone.
And then you have to think about it. There's a lot of industries that are shutting down. Like look at even like your wife's business. You know
Yeah.
that they it's cease and desist. There's nothing going on, and there's a lot of businesses that had to close their doors. You have people that are still working, but it's a very very small handful of people that are still working and that are still getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know, a lot of parents now are finding out how unruly their children really are. I feel like there's a newfound appreciation for what teachers go through on a daily basis.
Dude, my son got fucking. They're doing everything on Google Classroom. My son got thrown out of Google Classroom and blocked from the fucking class.
How is
So you're
that? How is that? You have to
all
explain.
right.
We can't just gloss over that. We have to
Okay.
explore that.
So everything to begin with, my son's school uses iPads for their entire curriculum. All of the work is given on iPads. All of the assignments they do at home are completed on the iPad.
Okay.
So now, naturally, they just assign them the same curriculum that they were doing while they were there,
Right.
and they just have to, in order to have the interaction with teachers, they would do a Google Hangout. What's called? It's an app on Google that they use it in during this app called Google Classroom. They do a Google Hangout, so all of the students from class would be in this one sort of chat room type thing, and my son and his stupid ass fucking friends like blocked the teacher and started sending memes to everybody or some shit is what she said. Like my wife read the thing to me and I'm like, this little fucking bastard. Like even when you're home during a fucking crisis, you have to get in trouble. Like he never gets in trouble at school. He gets picked on and he doesn't know when to shut the fuck up sometimes. But he never got thrown out of a class. But I guess when you're in the comfort of my kitchen, you're like, fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? Let me get thrown out of virtual class. He swears, and this is another thing I don't like. He's like, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was this kid and that kid." I'm like, first of all, you're dead wrong. You shouldn't be snitching on your friends anyway. You
Right.
got in trouble. Take it like a fucking man. That's a
Right.
lesson for you to learn right
Right.
there, bro. Don't
Absolutely.
snitch on nobody. If your name is in it, you must have done something. You was sitting too close in the virtual classroom with these two motherfuckers because they put you down for a fucking mark too. So
He said, "Your name is not Wes, and you are in this mess, and you had something to do with it." But the thing about it is that you know, because my wife is home, but she's still working. You know, and
yeah,
she's they had to like this is something like again that teachers having to they're basically like flying by the seat of their pants because now they're having to remotely teach kids. It's hard to keep a kid's attention when they're sitting right in front of you, let alone to now trying to keep their attention and keep them up to speed virtually. That's crazy. This is something that is unheard of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it 100% because we have to fucking literally stay on top of him all day to make sure he does his shit. Because if it was left up to him, he's sitting on an iPad. What do you think he wants to do? Play games and watch YouTube and talk to his stupid fucking friends.
Right.
13 years old. What the fuck would you do?
Right.
So it's like it's trying to explain to him like, yo, like this is not a vacation.
Right.
You're at school. I know you're sitting in the kitchen, but this is school now. This is, this is uncharted territory for all of us as parents, but this is it.
Right. Right.
I mean, I don't know what homeschool kids done in the past or, how they did it. It's probably something similar to this, but I ain't never fucking homeschooled my kid because I ain't a fucking teacher and
Right.
I want him to have an education. So
Right.
it's rough, man.
But again, like I said, like I tell my wife all the time that you know, we take people for granted. Like the same thing with the bus operators, the people that fix buses, the people that move the city. Like I think that, the guys that are picking up the garbage and making sure that the city is clean. Because at the end of the day, you got a bunch of people home eating and creating garbage. The guys that have to take care of that, they can't just let the garbage pile up. You know what I'm saying? They have to be out there on the front lines. Who knows what these guys are picking up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I think that
Picking up Corona snot rags.
exactly. So at the end of the day, uh, for all the essential workers in the world that are out there, like really, really out there, still up close and personal, and trying to keep a semblance of life going, I think that there's everyone should have a newfound appreciation for these people. Period. End of story.
Yeah, man, it definitely takes a lot of fucking balls to go out there and perform a task that you're like, I mean, I know how I would feel about it. Like, is this really fucking necessary? Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Right.
am I really, but it's the bigger picture, like you said. And I read online also, I saw the head of the transportation union talking about, sort of that same thing. Like these guys, it's more than just cleaning a bus or driving a bus or fixing a bus. These buses and trains are moving first responders. They're moving hospital workers. They're moving people that need to be in the places they need to be to tackle this situation. So
Right.
really, it all goes together. So definitely hats off to everybody doing that kind of job. It's crazy right now.
Yeah, and it's
So
it's 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 definitely needed. And I mean, shout out to all of the restaurant workers that are still going to work and making sure that there's food to eat. Shout out to all of the people in the supermarkets that are up close and personal with the public. And I hope that we can get through this uh with minimal damage. I mean, there's already been, and what I mean by minimal damage, I mean is let's just be honest. There's 331 million people in the country. Right now, we have 115,000 cases confirmed. Um, Minimal damage to me is if we can get out of this with less than a million cases of this, less than 300,000, less than 500,000. Let's try to do that. Let's try to flatten the curve. Let's all try to do our parts. That's what I'm saying. Let's not take it as a government conspiracy and I'm still going to do what I want to do and everything else like that. Because if we continue to try to do what we want to do and exercise freedom to move about and everything else, we will bring about martial law. Everybody says they don't want martial law, but they're going to make the government enact martial law. And then
what
that
is what is the worst part about martial law right now? People think we're gonna get rounded up and put in fucking camps and shit.
no,
Is that what people are scared of? Or they just don't want to be told stay in the fucking house when they should be staying in the fucking house?
it's like people want to do what they want to do. It's like when people catch cabin fever. It's the same thing you just touched on. It's like when you look out of the house and you're like, oh my God, it's such a beautiful day. I want to do what I want to do. Listen, nobody's telling you can't go in your backyard, fire up the grill, get something to eat. Yeah, but you can't be around people. You just can't. This is not a time for socializing. This is not a time that we can share spaces. This is a time that we have to be as far apart from one another as we possibly can. Like you and I, We're trying to keep this podcast going. So we're doing it in remote studios. We found a way to still get it done, but not be amongst each other. Is that the most ideal situation? No, it's not. But is it something that has to be done for right now? Yes. When the threat is over, we'll be in the same studio again, doing it the way we do. But right now we can't. So at the end of the day, we need everyone to do their part. Everyone has to do their part. Everyone. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is not a test. We're up against an enemy that we can't even see. It attacks you when you don't even know it's attacked you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a biological thing. It turns your body against you. Basically, you're on land and you're being drowned on land from within. That's a scary, scary thing.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I really don't. I don't fucking thinking about that is terrible.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
that's why you gotta, I got a million and one. The family right now, they're watching a movie. We got a million and one movies, and uh, I heard in Europe they crashed Netflix a couple of times.
did they?
Yeah, they crashed it. It was that many that they just couldn't handle that many people logging on at the same time, and they crashed it a couple of times.
Yeah,
That's something to say right there, you know.
they probably gave them the bullshit server out in Europe. That's why we didn't have the high tech one that we have here.
Hey,
And
listen.
anyway, speaking of Netflix, man, I don't know. We're at 40 something minutes right now. Maybe we'll get in some non depressing talk. What have you been watching on Netflix? Did you watch the Tiger Man, Joe Exotic?
No, I have not. But see, here's the thing. I have been an essential worker and I've been out there working. I've been on the front line working, right?
Yes.
I have recently uh they're doing a rotation. So now I'm on like administrative standby. So I have a little bit of time on my hands. So I need to have some suggestions. What are your suggestions that I go to Netflix and go watch?
All right. Well, we can go from the top of the list. That show, the Tiger Guy, is not at the top of my list.
Okay,
If I had time right now to start something new,
right?
you have HBO on demand?
Oh, most definitely I do.
Okay, did you watch The Outsider yet?
No, I did not.
That is fucking fantastic. It's got Jason what's his name? Bateman? Jason
Oh, Jason
whatever. He
Bateman?
like
Yeah, Jason Bateman, yeah.
he directed it, but he's briefly in it. His character is, it's sort of the focal point, but I don't want to ruin the story for you. Just watch that. I would watch that first.
Okay.
Uh that's a good one. I don't know if you ever watch My 600 Pound Life. This is one of my favorite fucking programs on television.
Oh, 1 second. Now, I also saw a meme. This is funny. Let's laugh. Can we laugh? Sure, we
I
can.
hope.
Sure, we can. I saw a meme that said, after this quarantine is over, will the people from My 600 Pound Life contact me or do I have to get in contact with them?
I mean, it's surprisingly, bro. I got on a scale,
Uh
and
huh.
I'm sure it doesn't reflect in these cameras right now, but I'm like 5 pounds lighter, and I just attribute it to not eating out every fucking day. I'm still eating, but just like that salt, I'm probably not holding as much fucking water or something. I don't know.
Right.
I actually managed to lose a couple pounds during this. I'm not eating like I have 17 assholes either, like I normally do. But
Well, but here's also, when you're anxious about something, it kind of like it kind of alters your body chemistry. You know what I mean? You ever see a person that's really stressed out about something? Even if they are eating a little bit and everything else, they start dropping all this weight. You know what I mean?
yeah, they look like shit. They start shitting all the time. I can
Yeah.
see that coming to me right around the corner for sure. I'm trying not to think about it, but it's inevitably gonna happen. I'll sit there like I have this thing with my brain
Right.
where I could be sitting there chilling fine,
Uh
and
huh.
then some little fucking thing will trigger my brain into fuck mode. And then I'll just be like, oh my god, this is like this shit happened. Like when this shit first popped off, somebody called me and was like, yo, you better get out there and do some shopping and blah blah blah. And before that, I'd been, obviously we were on here blowing the shit off and all that. That was the first time when I was like, oh shit, this shit is real. Like,
Right.
yo, I gotta snap into fucking. I went out and bought fucking rounds for my guns. I went out and got foods, like, like,
Dude,
but
when I stocked up for food, I went to I went to 2 stores. No, 3 stores. I'm lying. I went to 3 stores. I did the BJ's run, I did the Stop and Shop, and I did Best Market. And I guarantee you, I spent a bit, just a hair over $1,000, right?
Jesus, I'm coming to your crib when I'm hungry. You got the dope.
I spent a hair over $1,000, and the funny part about it is, we're good, but there's still things that you have to, we're good, but there's still things like, you might have to get some bread, some milk. As I said, my son, I don't know about anybody else out there with children, but my son has never, like, he lives on fruit. Like, this is the most, this kid is like the most regular person you ever seen in your life. He's like, because his diet is all fiber. He's like a grazing animal. You know what I mean?
That's great. It's good. I mean, it's a good habit to get into as a kid, eating shit that's good for you.
Oh my God! So those are the things that, now he has to send one of his parents out into the corona infested world to go and get fruit for him, because he's going through fruit like nobody's business.
I would tell him straight up, be like, listen, Sonny, we're gonna go a little fruitless for a while. You're gonna have to eat these chips.
Yeah, like, what the funniest part is he destroys every fruit in the house, right? He loves fruit. So it's like a bag of oranges will go in like 3 seconds. A bunch of bananas, no good. Those are gone in 3 seconds. Grapes, berries, all of that stuff. The guy is like a fruit machine. And then you have his older sister, who lives on carbs and snacks. Like, all she wants to eat is snacks and cakes and carbs and everything else like that. So it's like they're at the total opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to that. You know what I mean? So thus, when you're trying to shop and feed like, my wife is like this quasi, uh she's like a vegan that's not a vegan. You know what I mean by that?
Yes, I have one of those upstairs. Yes, I know what you
so
mean.
so she has all of this quasi, like, nutritious foolishness that nobody wants to eat. And then my daughter is like, she's like, eats like anything that's sugar laden and like totally just not good for you. That's what she wants. Then
Yeah,
my
I'm with her.
son, he wants, all he wants is cold cuts and fruit. That's all he wants to eat. And then you have me, everything in between. And it's just like, the diets in this house is just all over the place. So that leads you to a point of now also knowing that we had to be in the house so long. I had to make sure everybody had enough deodorant, everybody has enough toothpaste, we have enough this, we have enough that. Things that are, because we're going to be in the house for a long period of time. And, nobody has time for funky mouths and funky underarms and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't been applying deodorant lately because I
Whoa,
said
whoa, whoa,
I
whoa.
don't I don't know. I don't like the way it feels under my arms. I'm not very stinky in the underarms really, unless it's like hot and I'm doing something.
So wait, you're
But
trying to say that you have a very balanced pH? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. Is that why one wouldn't be stinky under the underarms? I guess so.
It's just a theory. That could be it. You know what I mean?
I guess so. My vagina tastes like pineapples. Yeah. So yeah, I've been opting out of putting it on. I take a couple showers. I got this fucking shower head in my bathroom that's like
Right,
a rain thing. It's like a
right,
giant square.
right.
I just go in there and turn that fucking thing on, just get all soaked up in the water.
Hey, listen.
This,
You know what a real shower is. A real shower is dual shower heads. I cannot take a shower without dual shower heads. I need to have the wand on my privates while I'm being rained upon from the top. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the most exhilarating feeling. Like washing your privates and the rest of your body at the same time. It's just like you know, it's like walking through a car wash. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I like this shit. This is like a giant square that you stand under, and it's raining.
Right,
You're
right.
just so it's great.
Do
I
you
just get
do
in there.
do you sing in the shower?
I used to. This is sort of taking the songbird out of my soul with all this bullshit that's
Oh
happening.
man,
I go in there.
you gotta find the song, man. You can't not have the song, man. You gotta find the
I had
song.
I had this song stuck in my head for weeks. It's this guy, Louis Capaldi. I don't know if you've ever heard the song, and I would sing it in the shower like at all times. I think everyone in my house thinks I'm fucking. It's about it's the guy had a girlfriend that left him,
Uh
so
huh.
I'm in there singing about the love that I lost, and my wife is like, "What happened?" She's looking at me like I'm crazy and shit. But
You know what?
yes, I have
You know what would be a very fitting song for you to sing in the shower?
which one?
Dennis Leary's song.
I'm an
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't like that song. I like the one I like.
Oh, you don't like that song?
I hate that so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
but we were talking about Netflix recommendations. All right, so
So
we got the fucking
you said HBO is The Outsider, right?
The Outsider. Yeah, that's a good one. McMillions on HBO is also good. It's like a documentary about McDonald's Monopoly game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That
and I was watching an excerpt of that like there was a long time that nobody ever won it. Like there was some
dude,
shenanigans going on with
it
that
was
game.
no, it wasn't that people won it, but they were all related to this one dude, his friends and family. Like you got to watch it. Just I don't want to spoil that. It
Ah.
was crazy, dude. It was like some funny shit went down. That's a good documentary.
Let me ask you a question. Do you watch Westworld?
No, I don't, but I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it. Well, how's that?
Yeah, well, it's I watched the first season of it and it was very very good. But I hadn't gotten a chance to watch the next season because what happened was when it came out and then you had the last season of Game of Thrones. So
Yeah.
everybody got caught up in Game of Thrones and it didn't come on for like I think it was like a year it didn't come on. Then when it came back on, I didn't get back into it, but now I have the time. I think I'm going to go and binge watch that as well.
Did you watch Game of Thrones? I never got into that shit.
Oh, I was definitely listen, as much time as you need to start from season 1 and you need to I'm telling you, you talk about not putting on deodorant. If you start binging out on Game of Thrones, you'll be up for like 24 hours a day watching this thing.
Really? I
That's
don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to start.
I'm telling you, it was a phenomenal show. It just had everything. It had, and a person like you who is like very into like raunchy shenanigans, you would love it. You would love it.
Why they're fucking on there?
Hey, I can't. I listen.
Whoa.
I can open up a dialogue of Game of Thrones, but you would need to watch it. You would need to
All
watch
right,
it.
I'll check it out.
And to all the primates out there, I would like for you guys to chime in on the comments to let Coast know that Game of Thrones was possibly the best show to ever be on television. You
Oh
know,
my god, you're like the millionth person I've heard say that. I'm gonna have to check this out.
listen, would I ever steer you wrong?
No, no, but I don't know. I've tried to watch it, and I was just not into the fucking fanfare of dragons and
I,
fighting with.
this
I
thing
don't know.
it'll suck you in just like quicksand. I promise you. I promise
All
you.
right, all right. That's next up. I've been actually rewatching The Sopranos for the fourth time. That show is such a fucking great show, man. I don't know why. I just love it so much. It's so great.
You know, what was a phenomenal show that I don't think got enough credit? Boardwalk Empire.
I never really got
Oh
into
my
that either.
God, are you crazy? And
I've
it's
seen a few.
and the thing about it is you actually act with someone who was on that show.
I know. I like I said, I watched, when Nick told me, I'm on Boardwalk, I checked out. He sent me like the clips of the scenes he was in, and I checked that out, but I never got into it like
All
that.
right, here's what I need you to do. When we're done, okay,
Right.
and you're done editing, because we gotta the editing process of this episode moving forward is definitely going to be a lot more in depth than it was before. But
Oh yeah.
uh when we're done with this, I need you to go to HBO on demand and start watching Boardwalk Empire. I need you to start watching that before Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch
All
that
right.
and then Game of Thrones. But once you
All
start
right.
walk, once you once you're 4 episodes in, then just hit me and let me know what you think.
All right.
All
I got
right,
homework. I
that's it.
like that.
All right, so I'm gonna and in the interim, I'm gonna start on The Outsider.
That's a good one. Yeah, you should. You're gonna enjoy that. You're gonna go for a mind fuck, though. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
and listen, nobody does a series like HBO. I mean, I understand that Netflix is trying to make a run for their money and everything else like that. No one, and I mean no one, does a series like HBO. If it's a series on HBO, expect it to be high quality and like A1.
What about Euphoria? Did you ever watch that?
Is that no? I never watched that.
That's you ever see my man, he's on my Instagram. I had him in a short film that I did. This dude Miko.
Uh
You
huh.
probably seen me put up pictures with him. He's like this little I guess I think he's Puerto Rican or some sort of hybrid mix of Puerto Rican and Italian or whatever.
Uh huh.
Because his last name is Gattuso, which is Italian. So I never asked him, but he's got like a giant tattoo on his face, and he just looks like a maniac.
Okay.
He's in that shit, and he's another, like you said, with like you acted with this guy, you didn't even watch it. I watched the episodes that Miko was in of Euphoria, and that was a fucking good show.
Right.
But
Right.
there's just so much shit, and I had so little time at the time to really be watching shit.
Yeah.
But now I got time, so I'm gonna check out all this. I'm definitely gonna watch Boardwalk,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Like start that first because you know why. You know why I would love for you to start that is because in the way that you and Rocco do, like I could definitely see you and Rocco like writing something like this or like attempting to do something like this. You know what I mean?
I actually went out and read for Boardwalk Empire several times because at that time when I first got representation back then, that shit was still popping hard, and they sent me out a few different times to read for it. I never got the roles, obviously,
Right.
but yeah, I would have loved to have gotten on there, but
That would have been
didn't
dope.
happen.
That would have been dope. But I see that my battery is running very, very low, and yeah,
Your battery's running very low on what? Your camera?
yes,
Really? Mine is
yeah,
getting low. Is it one bar left? What is it?
one bar left. Yes,
Yes, I also have one bar left. When it gets really low, it'll start blinking one bar. But your red light is still on, right?
my red light is blinking. Yes, it's still on.
Yes. So that means you're recording. Let me ask you a question. Like these people, we told them that this is the first time we're trying this. What does it say on your screen? It says recording, right?
What screen? My camera?
No, your computer screen.
My computer screen. What does it say? It says recording. It says
All right, good.
it's a counter. We're at 59 and 20 seconds.
59. I got 59, 35. All right. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I think it makes a recording of you on your computer over there. And
Maybe.
then
Could
that'll be
be.
like the quality recording of you. And
Well,
then, because,
we've recorded this whole hour with a warning. It's warned us. Remember? It's been a warning, you
well,
know?
its warning was that you need to have proper space. There was a few times when you were talking that you sounded like you was on a cell phone and you were cutting in and out. So hopefully we got the recording of you directly from your mic into your computer. And then we're not just depending on it coming through the wire and come what I get over here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, listen, it's all about this is a test run, episode 7. They said that, as we said, revisiting from episode 6, they said that most podcasts fold after episode 7. Yo, my man, we're here to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, now that you're off for 2 weeks, we might be able to get in more.
Of course.
I don't know.
Listen, we'll become the dungeon masters. You know what I'm saying?
Dungeon Masters. That's going to be the title of this podcast, the Dungeon Masters.
Yeah, because
you notice how I titled them all?
yeah, because I mean, both of these studios are underground, literally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are underground. This is people have trouble believing that I'm in my house. Multiple people have hit me up and they're like, "Yo, how much do they charge you where you record that podcast out?" I'm like, "Well,
Right.
my it's in my basement, so you can roll it into the fucking cost of my house if you want."
Right.
But
Yes,
yeah, so I'm
and Studio B is in my basement. So at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean?
so your tiles are blue and black? I thought they were red and black.
Yeah,
What happened?
I wanted to be different. I said, you know, you got the blood thing going on. I do the crypt thing over here. You know what I mean?
I got a red shirt on. You wearing a blue shirt?
No, I'm wearing a purple hat and a black shirt.
I got a red shirt, but I'm not a blood. I'm too old to be in a gang.
Yes. I was just making a funny reference. Hey, my mic is also blue, and my microphone cable is blue, and
my balls are blue.
oh my god, TMI, sir, TMI.
Nah, they're definitely not. Not today. I'm actually getting kind of hungry today. I've been drinking on this. I had a huge chalice of wine here, as you'll see in the video.
Right,
It's one of my wife's giant wine glasses,
Right.
which I filled it pretty much halfway up, which is like a half a bottle of wine.
right.
And my face is probably all red, and I'm getting hungry.
Hey, you know, you want to know something funny? In the corner in my basement, I have maybe, and you can attest to this personally. I have maybe, I want to say on the low side, there's about 9 cases of Corona over there, and there's maybe like another 7 cases of it in my garage. So,
Jeez, better start drinking that shit.
hey, remember when I came to the barbecue at your mom that your mom was giving, and you're like, bro, who's drinking all of this?
Yeah. Yeah, you go extra hammy with the fucking Corona. You supported this bullshit from the start. This whole Corona shit.
Listen, everyone drinks Corona. Okay.
I wouldn't mind having a fucking couple of cases of that over here now, actually.
Hey,
But I can't go to the store, so I'm not doing it.
But anyway, we're at what are we at here?
All right, let's call it a fucking episode. We're at an hour and so and change and everything like that.
And
all right, well,
we're gonna call this one an episode. We got 2 weeks of unimpeded time, so we'll be back to see you guys very, 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 very soon.
Oh yeah. I played the drum break so they know we're fucking for real. All right, yo, episode 7 of the podcast is now in the books, motherfuckers.
That's
we'll
right.
see you later.
Peace.
One time.